Hello, everybody. Today, I'm going to be talking about something I love and cherish in my heart. A lot of people probably disagree with this, depending on where you're from, but this topic is going to be about hunting. Hunting plays a big part in my life, and it's a big hobby I like to do to get away and other things of that nature. So, the reason I love hunting, this topic, this part is what it means to me. And one topic, it's a complicated topic. It's not a lot of people you know, just agree with hunting. People think it's unethical. People think that there's other ways you can, you know, do it. Um, but yeah, I'm going to be explaining my side on it and what it means to me. So, I love hunting because here's the logical way to explain it is I love getting out in nature and I love getting out in nature and you know getting out and sitting in a stand or sitting in a blind where it's quiet. It's just me and my own thoughts. It's me and the beautiful creation that God has made for us. And I love doing that. It's peaceful. It's a good getaway, and it's not complicated. You just go out there and do it. Um, those early mornings when it's dark, cold, and quiet, and you're all bundled up. The fresh air, the sounds of the woods, the birds chirping, and leaves cracking, watching the sunrise, watching the sunset. It's peaceful, it's a calm, it's a way of life that not many people these days, especially, know about. And I love doing it. And it's a good getaway. It's a good way to get me, off screens or off technology or all things I shouldn't be doing. Or, it's a good way to really emphasize that. And I feel like a lot of people, especially that may not be from where I'm from, it may be like hard to do, and I get that. But I'm very blessed to have the opportunities to be able to do it. So it's a good distraction, and that's why it's so fun for me. It's not just about killing. So get my next note card out. So it's also a big thing. The next topic is about the family and the tradition and the management of of property and land. Um, Spending time with my dad or my grandparents or my cousins or even just spending time with friends, um, I've learned so much, not just about the actual part of hunting, but also about um, how to kind of take care of things and how the wildlife works. Um, Things like safety is a big thing with gun safety, or just getting in and out of tree stands, or learning what not and what to step on. Um, tracking animals, tracking the blood track, scent, anything, um, and respecting the land, respecting your property and the land is, because it's bigger than you. It's more than just what you want to do. It's about respecting the property. Um, I've had um, a lot of good memories hunting, um, a lot of good times, a lot of memories that I will cherish and try to carry on into my next phase of life where my kids, grandkids, nephews, nieces, daughters, son, whatever. I want to be able to have those um, memories for them also, because it's a really good way to get away and whatnot. You can also learn about seasons, different, deer season, turkey season, duck season, other different seasons that um, are specific to an animal. Um, Conservation, so learning how to um, save space for animals, save space for feeding plots, whatnot. And I don't want it to get too deep into that because that's a whole other conversation. Another big thing I learned is about ethics and respect. So, like I said, respecting the land, but also following laws and the rules because it can be pretty complicated. when it comes to laws and rules. Trying to practice for, quick, clean, ethical ways of eliminating an animal. And use as much as the animal as possible. You don't want to just kill it and get away with it, which I think wasting meat is a big problem. A lot of people kill stuff and just don't do anything with it. Eating the animal, which is what hunting is really intended for. That's one thing I love. The food is great. It respects the life that was taken, and it just also kind of gives you back to that prehistoric way of life that we used to live. One thing it also does is just teaches respect and self-control and patience that kids these days especially, including like my age, don't have. So I think that's a really good way to learn all those things. We're going to keep leaning on the food and why I love it and why it's such a big part of hunting. Wild game and wild animals. It's lean meat, natural, high in protein, as pure and as bliss as food can get. You can cook things like stews, soup, burgers, jerky, steaks, tenderloins, stuff like that. It's just so good, and that all kind of leads back to why I love hunting in general. It's just such a good time experiencing nature and the sunrise and little things like that, and spending time with family and just tradition in general. So hunting isn't for everyone, and that's fine. I hope you understand why I love it so much, and thank you for listening.